Hi everyone, this is Red with RedDragonLeo.com. Today is Tuesday, boring Tuesday. I thought today was supposed to be Turnaround Tuesday. I guess they changed the game plan on us this time. As basically we did absolutely nothing today other than go up and fulfill, or at least get really close to fulfilling, our 112 SPY or 112.41 SPY fake print from several weeks back. We actually came to 112.29, I believe. So it's pretty daggone close. Sometimes we pierce it and go through. Sometimes we fall short of it. So either way, I think we're almost there. So, sorry. Tomorrow. What do I think for tomorrow? Well, since Wednesday, we don't really have anything going on. Lots of times Wednesday is the high of the week. I think there's a possibility that we might go back up again for one more try to actually fulfill that print at 112.41, which would basically put us like a little double top here. I don't know if it's going to gap open or just simply open and run up. It's hard to say. There's not any news out tomorrow really that'll cause the market to sell off. The 15-minute chart, as you can see, basically lost steam all day long as the stochastics MACD. I mean, the MACD just kind of went down and it stayed in oversold territory all day, and looks like it's ready to curl back up. So that could give it a little bit of a pop in the morning here on the 15-minute chart. But you might just let it make one more attempt up here. I mean, it may not. I mean, it may not. We're getting ready to roll over, but there's still that possibility that it could probably try it one more time. There's really not much to see on this chart on the 15. So when we look at the 60 here, we can see, if you look at the past times that they've made these gap and crap type of moves, you can see that when they did one over here, it was the final one, gapped up and boom, 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 boom. Here, of course, this was in a falling market, so let's look at a rising market. In a rising market, we've got this one here. Let's say it's rising up to here and runs up that day, falls, goes up one more time, then it falls down. And same thing here. We ran up, fell down. It's kind of hard to tell, but so looking at the past here, it's really hard to say for sure if this is it or not. We could just as well just roll over tomorrow and not go up the one more time. That could be close enough for the print to fulfill it. So it's hard to say. But when you look down here, you see that the MACD is looking like it wants to curl back up. And same thing here. It looks like it's just wanting to curl back up and put in a very low histogram tower bar. This looks like it wants to curl back up. And the fact that we don't have any news, that kind of leans towards the possibility of it going up one more time and kind of putting in a double top. And so there's really nothing that you can really see here on this chart to indicate that. You just look at the past history, but when you look at some of these other time periods, the daily chart wasn't screaming up like it is here, so it's a little different. We'll go over here and look at the daily, and we can see that it was, it is still screaming upwards here, putting in these two histogram towers. So that's pushing up the 60 and the 15-minute charts on both of them. And the fact that it's got up here on the RSI to 60.04, it's almost at 66, which would be 2-to-1 buying versus selling. But I don't know if they're going to have one more pop higher or not. Possibly. I'm not showing the whole thing on this candle, am I? So let me refresh the page. We're missing part of the chart there. Sorry. Okay. But same thing, nothing's really changed today. RSI actually moved down when I did that. Now it's at 59.60 here, so it actually moved down just a little bit. And we've got the ADX line here curling back up, and I think that it is going to take the negative line with us, and we're going to roll over here on the positive line. I think we're fixing to head back down and fill this gap right here at 1070 area. You can't see it on this chart. You go back to the to this one here, and you can, if you zoom in right there on that little target right there, you see that there's a gap, and that coincides with the fake print that I have from last week on a Thursday of 107.12, which is let's see here, right here. Do you remember this print? As you can see, the previous day's close on that on a Wednesday, on Bernanke's sell-off day, or no, was it sell-off day? Well, I forget which day it was. So many days go by. Anyway, there was no, even in the pre-market here, I looked everywhere, there was no place that it had a low of 107.12. It didn't. This was clearly a fake print. And now that we reiterated, this is also back on 7/22. So when you look at that back on 7/22, that is here, right there, in that area. And it was actually, the pre-market was lower than 107.2, I believe. So, and then it gapped up that day. This was the day it gapped up and ran all the way up the whole way. And there was no point during that day, even in the pre-market, I think this was the after hours or something, but there was no point that it was at 107.12. So it's clearly a fake print. I definitely believe that one. Let me see if I can get that back up here for you. So then we had it reaffirmed again today, with it showing a print today of 107.35, and this, you don't see it here at all, do you? So you don't see it there, and this was the one that I captured here today on the 27th, and Anna as well captured hers on her charts as well, and you can see it right here. It is bingo, right there it is. So we went to 107.37. I thought we only got as high as 107.29, so we're right there. We pretty much fulfilled that 112.41 fake print. So that was the intraday candle there today. So this clearly shows this is the 107.38 print that is showing right here, that you can, or 107.35, sorry. So I believe that's our downside target, and I believe it will probably start Thursday. I think Thursday's initial claims or something. Who knows what they're going to blame it on, but I think that that's where we're going to head down. And if you look at it, by the time we get down there, you draw this trend line all the way down here. By the time we get down there in the next 3 or 4 days, it'll just be back testing this. That's all it'll do. It'll back test it, and then we should turn back up higher, most likely. I don't think that we are done at all with the upside at this point. You look here at the weekly, which look at this. I mean, the weekly is getting ready to pop up. So, you know, so it is. Now, if this sell-off, keep in mind, if this sell-off puts us in a lower histogram tower bar there, then that changes the ballpark altogether. That means we could be done. We could have fulfilled the move up and ready to roll back down and put in a low tower again. So that is completely possible. And so we'll just have to play that out by ear. But right now it's looking ready to pop up. So even this move down here to 1070 is not going to kill the market at this point. So you know, so we'll see. I think it really kind of needs to go up here at least to the 50 and roll over. So even if we have a down week this week, it could turn and go back up. I mean, you know, really could for one more move up. So it's but it's too early to tell. All I can see from this chart right now is we are getting ready to move up in the positive territory on the MACDs, on the histogram tower bars. So how long it stays there, I don't know. If we go down to 107 like I suspect, and turn and go back up, then we'll have to see from there, because at that point we still have two prints, one to the upside and one to the downside. We got one of Dow Jones 8300. So if this thing goes up here and puts in 1 or 2 bars, and I think it's going to put in about 2 or 3, 4 bars, maybe something probably like this, then turn and then go down. And I think that's when it'll hit the 8300 on the Dow. But I think it's possible we're going up higher. I do, but again, don't quote me on that for sure, because these things can change as these candles. So we just got to look at it one day at a time. So for tomorrow, I think possible gap up to hit the print, but I think we're just going to sell off. And I think we're going down to 107 area for the rest of the week. That's it. Thanks, gang.